Good morning. It's time for our daily devotion. Today we're in Mark chapter 13. An interesting chapter, but one that I'll be honest with you and tell you I don't understand all of the ins and outs and the timetables and the prophecies involved in this chapter. There was a time in my ministry when I thought I had this all down pat, when I thought I understood it perfectly. But as time has gone on, I have had to admit that some of these prophecies and some of these timetables that Jesus gives are a mystery. And there are people out there who think they've got it all figured out, and maybe they do. I'm just being honest with you and tell you that I don't know. I can't pin it down. I don't know exactly when Jesus is coming back. But here's what I do know. Jesus ends all of these prophecies and foretellings about his second coming with these words. Therefore, be on the alert, for you do not know when the master of the house is coming. Lest he come suddenly and find you asleep, be on the alert. I think that is what we need to take away from Mark chapter 13. There are a couple of things we can know for sure. Jesus is coming back. There are some signs that indicate that his coming is getting closer. And we know beyond any shadow of a doubt that when he comes, it is going to begin the process of drawing time and history as we know it to a close and to an end. We also know that with his coming is going to come some great accountability. There is going to come some great judgment. For both the Christian and for the non-Christian, for the Christian, the believer, and the sinner. There are two different kinds of judgments, but there is an accountability coming. And the warning that Jesus gives at the end of this chapter is this: since I am coming back, and since you'll be able to observe some signs and some signs of the times that will indicate my coming is getting closer, and since there's going to be great accountability at the end of time, then you need to be on the alert and always be ready. Always be ready. Now, to me, that means several things. My mother-in-law used to have a sign posted, maybe she still does, posted out in the garage by her washer and dryer that says, on a day just like today, Jesus is coming again. Matter of fact, I used that as a basis for a song that I wrote once. And we know that on a day just like today, Jesus is coming back again. Now, what that tells me is I need to be ready. I need to be personally ready. I need to be ready to stand to give account to the Lord. I need to be confessed up on my sins. I need to be living the way I'm supposed to be living. I need to be having my life lived out in such a fashion that I would not be ashamed or afraid to think that Jesus is coming back today. But just as importantly, perhaps, is the fact that I need to be about the Father's business. I need to be about the work of the kingdom. I need to be about preparing as many other people to be ready for his coming as I possibly can. One of the reasons I do these devotionals every day, one of the reasons that I preach the gospel every Sunday, one of the reasons I teach it every Sunday night and Wednesday night, is in an effort on my part to be responsible for what God has called me to do, to get as many other Christians ready for his coming and as many who don't know Jesus ready for his coming as I possibly can with the help of God. Every one of us, not just pastors and deacons and church leaders, but every single one of us ought to be living our life in such a way that we are preparing for the coming of Jesus Christ. We are anticipating that any day he could split the skies and come to take us home. And any day he could come and hold us accountable for our lives, for our words, for our thoughts, for our deeds, and for our witness in this world. So, that shouldn't be a scary thing to us. It shouldn't be an ominous thing to us. It shouldn't be something we fear and dread, but it ought to be something we look forward to. We ought to pray every day. Even so, come, Lord Jesus. Live your life today for him. Live your life in a way that others can see him in you, and look toward the eastern sky, anticipating that on a day just like today, he's coming again. Now go make it a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.